smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion approach, which was first developed and implemented in Kenya by the government of Kenya and the Japan International Cooperation Agency between the year 2006 and 2009. Since then, the government of Kenya, altogether with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, has taken the lead in promoting the SHAPE approach in other countries by sharing its experience and know-how in implementing the smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion activities at the field level. At the Tokyo International Conference on African Development in June 2013, the government of Japan pledged to promote the SHAPE approach to 10 African countries, including Ethiopia. Since then, with the cooperation of all stakeholders, the SHAPE approach is now being implemented in 30 African countries. In addition, at Tokyo International Conference on African Development in August 2019, Joint Declaration for Achieving Better Lives of 1 million small-scale farmers through SHAPE approach was made by representatives of governments, development partners, the private sector, and relevant organizations as a SHAPE approach high-level event. And now, the smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion approach is being applied not only in Africa, but also in other regions such as Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. Meanwhile, experience and knowledge for implementing and mainstreaming the SHAPE approach have been accumulated through daily practice around the world. In the light of the above background, it is very important for representatives from different countries to share and learn from each other about tips and innovations for effective and efficient implementation of the smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion approach, as well as good practices and challenges as a field level, with the objective of providing an opportunity for information sharing among participants in order to successfully implement and mainstream the SHAPE approach in their countries. The Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia hosted a 2-day international workshop on the various initiatives of the SHAPE approach.
It is an honor to stand before you today as we embark on an important journey for sharing knowledge, experience, and lessons learned from the SHAPE, Smallholder Horticulture Empowerment Project approach. This workshop marks another milestone in our collective efforts to promote market-oriented agriculture, strengthen the agricultural sector, and improve the livelihood of millions of smallholder farmers across the globe. As many of you know, JICA has been one of Ethiopia's most reliable and long-standing partners. Over the years, JICA's support has been instrumental in driving progresses across various sectors, including agriculture, which is the backbone of Ethiopia's economy. Agriculture is not just a sector, but a key driver for our national economic growth. And the government of Ethiopia has placed it at the core of the development plans. In the 10-year development plan, our government has placed significant emphasis on enhancing the agricultural sector with particular attention to the development of the horticulture subsector. This is because horticulture has the potential to greatly contribute to the economy through increased exports, job creation, and poverty reduction. Through various policies, strategies, and programs, the government of Ethiopia aims to achieve greater agricultural competitiveness, foster increased export earnings, and improve the livelihood of our farmers. Dear Ambassador, the Vice President of JICA, Chief Representative of JICA Ethiopia, participants, ladies and gentlemen. One of the cornerstone approach in achieving these goals has been the promotion of market-oriented agriculture. This approach has been crucial in empowering smallholder farmers to not only improve productivity, but also connect to profitable markets. In this context, the SHAPE approach has been a game changer, bridging the gap between policy and implementation and delivering practical solutions on the ground. At the Ministry of Agriculture, we have witnessed firsthand the immense contribution that JICA has made in supporting Ethiopia's agriculture development. Through their collaboration, we have received crucial support in areas such as market-oriented extension service, food and nutrition security, climate change adaptation, agricultural insurance, and rice development. Furthermore, JICA's efforts in building the capacity of thousands of experts and millions of farmers through long-term and short-term training. We are especially proud of the success of SHAPE approach, which has become one of JICA's flagship programs in the agricultural sector, not only in Ethiopia, but across Africa and the world. Currently, the SHAPE approach is being implemented in 23 African countries and around 50 countries globally, helping smallholder farmers transition to a more business-oriented mindset and creating a ripple effect on positive change. In Ethiopia, we have been working closely with JICA since the first phase of SHAPE project, 2017 to 2023. And we are currently implementing phase 2, which covers 5 regional states. The achievement of this collaboration have been remarkable, with improvement of farmers' livelihood, strengthened extension service, and increased adoption of market-oriented practices. The income of target farmers have been increased by more than 125%. A total of 15,000 extension staff from the federal to the grassroots level have received capacity building training in market-oriented extension services. A transformative shift in the mindset of more than 25,000 smallholder farmers, encouraging them to view farming as a business. Various extension materials have been developed to promote market-oriented approach. The government sides, we acknowledge the tremendous impacts of the SHAPE approach and have begun institutionalizing it into our national agricultural strategy. Examples of this include the development of the SHAPE implementation guideline in collaboration with JICA, the inclusion of SHAPE approach in the National Horticulture Extension Package, the expansion of the SHAPE approach to new areas in Ethiopia using government resources, such as in the southwest Ethiopia region. One of the key lessons we have learned throughout this process is that while we have had a market-oriented extension strategy at the national level, delivering this service effectively at the grassroots level has been a challenge. The SHAPE approach has provided the necessary tools, techniques, and frameworks to overcome this challenge and deliver effective market-oriented extension service directly to farmers. As we gather here today, it is important to recognize the JICA's support has been instrumental in providing sustainable solution, working alongside the Ethiopian government to build capacity and ensure long-term ownership and success. The emphasis on sustainability rather than temporary assistance has made JICA a key and strategic partner whose support has remained steadfast even in the face of challenging global and domestic dynamics. In conclusion, I firmly believe that this workshop will serve as an excellent platform for us to share valuable experiences, discuss challenges, and explore new opportunities for the continued development and expansion of the SHAPE approach as a market-oriented extension model globally. I encourage all of you to actively participate, engage in the thoughtful discussion, and share insights that will shape the future of agriculture extension services. With that, I officially declare the 11th SHAPE International Workshop opened and extend my warmest wishes for a successful and productive session under Ethiopian hospitality.
Ethiopia's economy is much dependent on agriculture, with about 85% of the population relying on agriculture for their livelihood. In account of this, the Horticulture Development Department of the Ministry of Agriculture has a major role in increasing production and productivity of farmers through implementation of improved technologies and practices. The department has implemented the National Horticulture Development and Marketing Strategy, aiming at sustainably increasing the production and productivity of horticultural crops to improve the food and nutrition security and income generation capacity of the producers. The Ethio-SHAPE project has been one of the partners in supporting the Ministry's horticulture development initiatives. The project has been jointly implemented by JICA and the Ministry of Agriculture of Ethiopia, Oromia Bureau of Agriculture, and the Amhara Bureau of Agriculture to realize the market-oriented agricultural extension services to smallholder farmers on the ground, which now is expanded to other regions as well in Phase 2. During the intervention period, the Ethio-SHAPE project developed user-friendly extension materials and distributed them to project areas in hard and soft copies that are to be utilized by counterparts during their regular training programs.
I'm very pleased to see around 60 participants from 23 countries and guests from Ethiopia are here with us today. And we know that many participants, I heard that more than 500, are also participating in this workshop online. Thank you very much for joining us today. As all of you know very well, SHAPE approach was first developed in Kenya through JICA's Technical Cooperation Project in 2006, which succeeded in doubling small-scale farmers' income by changing the mindset of farmers from grow and sell to grow to sell. After that, more importantly, at 7th Tokyo International Conference for African Development, TICAD 7, in 2019, stakeholders launched joint declaration for achieving better lives of 1 million small-scale farmers through a SHAPE approach. SHAPE approach has been expanded and practiced in 60 countries, not only in Africa, but also in Middle East, Asia, and Latin America, to share knowledge and experiences based on the practice of the SHAPE approach among those countries. The SHAPE International Workshop are now held in each region by language, not only for English-speaking African countries, but also for Latin American, French-speaking African, and Arab countries. The SHAPE Approach International Workshop for English-speaking African countries is the oldest and was first held in South Africa in 2014. Since then, South Africa had hosted for 9 years consecutively, and it was held in Kenya last year. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the government of South Africa and Kenya, and I am pleased to announce that we can co-host this 11th workshop with the government of Ethiopia for the first time. Again, I would like to express my gratitude to the kind and strong support from our colleagues in Ethiopia. The theme of this workshop is various initiatives of the SHAPE approach. We have witnessed in many countries that experience and knowledge for mainstreaming the SHAPE approach have been accumulated through day-to-day implementation by not only respective governments, but also many other stakeholders, including development partners, private sector, and NGOs. In order to deepen today's discussion based on this theme, we have invited our colleagues from Ethiopia, Kenya, Malawi, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe from African countries, and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka from Asian countries as the key speakers. We have also invited Belize and Jamaica as the first countries from the Caribbean region to introduce their good practices on SHAPE approach, which have been applied in the different socio-economic contexts from Africa. The international workshop is an opportunity to share case studies from other countries and discuss issues and solutions to further improve SHAPE projects. We hope you take what you have learned from this workshop back to your countries and apply it to your own activities for mainstreaming the SHAPE approach in your own countries after the workshop. Before closing, I hope this workshop contributes to maximizing the potential of SHAPE approach and also to promote better quality of life for small-scale farmers in your countries.
Is an approach in agricultural extension that facilitates small-scale farmers to conduct market-oriented agriculture. Unlike other development programs, the SHAPE approach does not provide direct financial or material support. Instead, it focuses on agricultural advisory services, helping farmers align their production with real market demands. The goal is clear: to empower smallholder farmers by providing them with tools and knowledge to become professional players in the agricultural sector.
The SHAPE approach was successful and a pilot project in Kenya, and it has been continuously implementing throughout the Kenya, like nationwide, by subsequent project to date. So based on the Kenya's best practices, the expansion of the SHAPE approach has been one of the national commitment of the Japanese government through the TICAD, Tokyo International Conference on African Development. And in response, the JICA has been working to promote the SHAPE approach as one of the pillars of agricultural development in Africa. So at TICAD 5 in 2013, we set the goal of expanding the SHAPE approach to 10 countries, building the capacity of 1,000 skilled agriculture trainers, and supporting 50,000 small-scale farmers. And the goal was achieved in just 3 years until TICAD 6 held in 2016. So next, I would like to explain how the SHAPE approach spread from Kenya to the neighboring countries. So the normal procedure for introducing a SHAPE approach to the new country is as follows. So first, JICA oversees offices and discuss with the relevant ministry of each country and confirm the interest of the SHAPE approach. Next, we confirm the commitment of the relevant government to implement the SHAPE approach. After that, we organize a 2-week knowledge co-creation program on SHAPE approach. We call the SHAPE training in Japan for those government officials from these countries. And also the training was followed by a week-long third country phase, mainly for the African countries. We started in Kenya and also the Malawi, where participants learned the tips and the know-hows to implement the SHAPE approach at the field level. And the participants in each countries participating in the training make an action plan to carry out the pilot activities of the SHAPE approach in their own country. So then we as a JICA follow up on the pilot activities through the advisory missions and also discuss further cooperation with the respective government. Then if your government, the government of your country, requested the JICA, the technical cooperation project of the SHAPE approach will launch to provide technical assistance. So through the JICA's technical assistance, relevant ministries in each country are mainstreaming the SHAPE approach through their own effort. So this is a record of the SHAPE training that began in 2014. So by March last year, a total of 59 SHAPE training had been held for the government officials and also the extension staff. and a participant from 66 countries learning about the practical application of the SHIP approach. So there are photos from the SHIP training held at the JICA Kansai last November. And a participant from the African countries visited Agricultural Extension Center in Kobe, and also the experienced model farmer to learn about the practical aspect of the farming as a business. And also in recent years, we have also been implementing the SHIP training customized to suit the circumstances of the particular country. So this is the photos from the SHIP training for South Africa that was held at the JICA Yokohama last December. And in addition, since 2023, the third country phase of the SHIP training for the Asia held in Kenya, where the 56 government officials from 10 Asian countries learned about the method and also the know-how to implement the SHIP approach at the ground level. And then visited the SHIP-based target farmers, as you can see at the photo, to confirm the actual outcomes and impact. And you can watch the comments from the various Asian countries. If you go to click the link showing in this slide, you can see a lot of the voices of the Asian countries participants. So maybe you can check that link later. So for this year, actually, we had participants from Belize and Jamaica in the Caribbean regions. And I am delighted that the knowledge gained from implementing the SHIP approach in Africa will be shared with a country around the world through this opportunity. So now, I'd like to review our current target to promote the SHIP approach. So at the TICAD 7 in 2019, a joint declaration was made by representatives of the government, including Kenya and also Malawi at the time, and the development partners, private companies, and relevant organizations to achieve the better lives for the 1 million small-scale farmers through the SHIP approach. So these SHIP initiatives contribute to the SDGs, especially for the Goal 2, Goal 5, Goal 8, as well as Goal 17, the partnership for the goals. So as it is, ongoing efforts are being made by various partners to achieve this target by 2030. And in August 2022, JICA co-hosted the TICAD 8 SHIP side event with IFAT and introducing the case studies of initiatives in Africa, Asia, and in Latin America, and also the status of a collaboration with other donors and the research result related to the SHIP approach. And it was reported that the over 3-year period from 2019 to 2022, collaboration with various organizations, including donor partners and also NGOs and universities, had accelerated. So as you know, the SHIP approach is now being implemented in countries outside of the African region. So since 2014, 1,002 government officials have been trained worldwide through the JICA's SHIP training, and primarily through the government officials trained in the SHIP approach. 60 countries around the world have adopted and also utilized the SHIP approach and benefiting more than about the 330,000 small-scale farmers as of March last year. Next, I will explain the future prospect for the expansion and also the development of the SHIP in each region. So first, Eastern and Southern Africa, mainly Anglophone countries, sharing of the SHIP experience and the knowledge through the implementation of the SHIP training, especially the third country phase, and also the SHIP International Workshop is the key initiatives in this area. And also continuous promotion and development of the SHIP activities by respective government with a high sense of the ownership. So we observed that the good example in Malawi and Nigeria. Even they completed the JICA's technical cooperation project, they continue to promote the SHEP approach by their own efforts. And also implementation and formulation of the JICA's project that utilize and apply SHEP. So there is two ways that we are doing now. The first one is the utilization of the SHEP in the other sector or schemes. So the SHEP approach has been utilized of the JICA's Peace Building Project or ODA grants currently. And another one is the initiatives in other sector, other field, targeting the independent farmers already trained through the SHEP Technical Cooperation Project. For example, last year, initiatives in the energy sector targeted the MASHEP Malawi. SHEP targeted farmers in Malawi to conduct their own pilot activities. So next, Western and Central Africa. Further dissemination and the development of the SHEP approach through the continuous implementation of the SHEP training and also the SHEP International Workshop will be the key the initiatives in this area. And also, some of the country we support for their SHEP implementation at the field level through the dispatch of the JICA expert, mainly at the policy level. Those are the advisors. And also promoting the utilization of the SHEP approach through the collaboration with other donors or development partners. It is, progressing very well in the Senegal. Now, Asian and Arab regions. So once again, we also continue to mobilize the government officials for the SHEP training in Japan and also the third country phase in Kenya, Egypt. And also, there is a SHEP International Workshop held in the Arabic regions. And also support through the SHEP's Technical Cooperation Project currently is in Bangladesh, and then Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Nepal, Pakistan, Philippines, Tajikistan, Mongolia, Palestine, Egypt, and Sudan. Also in India, there is a utilization of the SHEP approach in other schemes, particularly JICA's ODA loan project. Now comes to the Latin American and Caribbean. Again, we promote the SHEP approach through the continuous mobilization of your government officials for the SHEP training in Japan and the third country phase in Bolivia and Guatemala, and the SHEP International Workshop in their regions. And then also, there is a JICA's food value chain project utilizing the SHEP approach in Bolivia and Paraguay, mainly the SHEP approach focusing on the upper stream of the food value chain. Also, the promoting the utilization of the SHEP approach through the collaboration with other partners. The good example we observed in the Nicaragua, so they are accelerating the utilization of the SHEP approach in the university. And also there is the National Institute of Agricultural Technology. They are utilizing the SHEP in Argentina. And then currently, we started the support through the JICA's Technical Cooperation Project in Ecuador and then Paraguay in the future. So lastly, I would like to explain about the SHEP research, which began in 2015. So the purpose of the SHEP research are to analyze the impact of the SHEP approach on the improving the livelihood of the small-scale farmers. And then also to academically elucidate the general relevance of the SHEP approach and its conditions by analyzing various projects from the different perspectives. And it is how are we going to utilize this research result? So we mainly utilize to promote the evidence, provide the evidence for the mainstreaming of the SHEP approach in agricultural extension services in your country, especially for the policy recommendations to promote institutionalization or normalization of the SHEP approach in the agricultural extension system. And also, we disseminate the research result through the SHEP International Workshop like today, and also international agricultural extension networks, and also FAO and other donor platforms. So empirical studies are being conducted to measure the impact of the SHEP approach in the various academic fields, such as agricultural economics and psychology. And as shown in the table, studies has been conducted a total of 10 countries, 9 in Africa and 1 in the Middle East.
Smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion approach have developed in Kenya through technical cooperation project by JICA, which started from 2006 and succeeded in increasing farmers' income. SHAPE is an approach which realizes market-oriented agriculture and converts farmers' mind from grow and sell to grow to sell. In Kenya, with this approach, the project achieved doubling income of 2,500 smallholders only within 2 years from 2007 to 2009. JICA has set the wide implementation of the SHAPE approach to countries throughout Africa as one of the pillars of agricultural cooperation in Africa.
JICA provides technical cooperation with the aim of raising awareness among people to grow to sell. The Smallholder Horticultural Empowerment Promotion Project was implemented in Kenya. SHEP approach was born through SHEP. Now the SHEP approach is spreading among many African countries that promote agriculture as a business and not only as a means of getting food. Until now, smallholder farmers in Africa were selling at asking prices given by middlemen who came to purchase their crops. However, with the SHEP approach, farmers themselves research their markets to find out when and which crops sell, get an understanding of production costs, decide which crops to cultivate and make cultivation plans on their own. They shifted to agriculture that grow to sell with their markets in mind. As a result, their incomes from horticulture increased significantly. The farmer groups then used their findings from their market research for choosing which crops to grow, discussing when to deliver, and so on. This is the third step. The last step is to learn necessary skills for making crops that are in demand in the markets which the farmers select based on having gone through the previous 3 steps. As we have seen, how promotion of agriculture as a business and mechanisms that nurture and motivate people to take actions merged together is what is unique to the SHEP approach. This is a regional village in Malawi implementing the SHEP approach. By delivering crops, they have chosen to grow at the peak of demand using the information they have gathered from the markets. Some regions were able to sell at 3 times the regular price.
SHEP stands for Smallholder Horticulture Empowerment Program. It was introduced by the JICA and the Ministry of Agriculture of Kenya since 2006. The concept of this approach is to change the mindset of the farmers on the ground. Before, extension approach is to introduce techniques and some knowledge and new varieties from the government side to the farmers. However, nobody cannot take responsibility of the price of the product. Through the SHEP approach, we introduce the farmers to learn the situation of the market and the value of their products before producing before start cultivating by farmers. The farmers have the market survey by themselves. They can understand what kind of the vegetables, what kind of the product is valuable and expensive in the market. After that, farmers can start their farm planning. If they can understand, if they decide their farm plan by themselves, their willingness of farming is really different, and then they can understand. And then they are self-motivated. This is the concept of the SHEP approach. In Ethiopia, since 2017, JICA and the Ministry of Agriculture has started to introduce a SHEP approach in the Oromia region and the Amhara region. Through the 6 years experience of the project, we have good achievement, like some farmers get increase their incomes from the farming activities 125% compared to the previous years. So, Ministry of Agriculture decided to expand this approach to other regions like Sidama region, Southwest region. So, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, JICA is willing to expand SHEP approach to the entire Ethiopia. The reason why we JICA and the Ministry of Agriculture hosted this international workshop of the SHEP approach is we want to host and we want to share the SHEP approach, the country who introduced the SHEP approach through the Ethiopian experience. Because the Ethiopian government has some good experience, so I think it's good timing to share their knowledge and experience to other countries. SHEP approach has already introduced to 60 countries all over the world. In here, we have 60 attendees from 23 different countries, from Philippines to Jamaica, not only in the African continent. So, of course, for the Ethiopian government, it's a good occasion to experience other countries' knowledge and their challenge and how to resolve their challenge through their activities. This international workshop is for 2 days workshop. I hope this workshop will contribute the bright future of the farmers in Ethiopia, but also bright future for the small farmers in all over the world. Firstly, farmers grow some vegetables and fruit from their experience. And after that, after they produce the product, they will look for the market. Where is the best price? Where is the good market? But sometimes farmers cannot get a good benefit because every farmers in the same village produce the same products. Like a tomato is one time, cabbage is one time. If all the farmers in the same village bring those products to the one market, price goes down. So farmers cannot get good money. But grow to sell means, okay, so before growing the vegetable, before growing the vegetable, as farmers need to understand how the market situation. This is the meaning of the grow to sell. Kenya is the founder of the SHEP approach. So last year, international workshop was held in Kenya, and at that time, JICA headquarters held some knowledge co-creation program for Asian countries. So Asian countries visited Kenya and then received some training for the SHEP approach. As you saw in the presentation in the Ms. Kitajima, Asian countries learned from the Kenyan government officials how to implement the SHEP approach. SHEP approach is from the Africa to the all over the world.
Agriculture is the backbone of the Ethiopian economy, contributing nearly half of the gross domestic product, accounts for approximately 85% of the labor force, and earns through 90% of the foreign exchange. Ethiopia has great agricultural potential because of its varied agroclimatic zones, vast areas of productive land, adequate rainfall, and a large labor pool. By recognizing this potential, the government has decided to transform the agricultural sector by strengthening the existing extension services as one of the agriculture policy reform. Although the country has significant potential in the government efforts, the smallholder farmers are still struggling to improve their livelihoods, and the incumbent government is also exerting all efforts to win the situation.